This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
So let's see. Today's July 5th. Let me try to figure something out here. Today's Wednesday, July 5th. I've been home. I've been out of jail for, actually, let me put that. I've been out of jail for, wait a minute. I've been out of jail for exactly 2 weeks today. Let's see here. Oh, where the fuck am I? 21st. Wait a minute. It makes no goddamn sense. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this an event on my tablet, so that it's like I can see when every time I like get like another weekend of being free, it alerts me, and then I can like feel good about myself. Because I'm not in jail. Hold on. You son of a bitch. What the fuck is going on here? Oh. Duh. Alright, I got it. I'm going to do this every year on June 21st. This will be like anniversary of what would you call that? Anniversary of, I'll put jail release. There we go. That's an all-day event. Right? That way I have something that way I have a goal to shoot for. Don't get arrested again. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so I got something to talk about here. Like I said, okay. Like I said, I was in jail for 28 days. And yeah, I didn't feel like putting a shirt. I don't feel like going back upstairs to get a shirt. That's why I'm not wearing a shirt right now. But I was in jail from May 23rd to June 21st. I'm glad to be out of there. Now, here's what I'm going to talk about today. How to survive in jail. Now, jail's not a good place. Okay? No matter what I say about it, no matter how, no matter how much I say, well, I didn't have that bad of a time in jail. And by that I meant I didn't get my ass beat at all in jail. I was lucky. Well, was I lucky, or is that what jail's all about? No, I don't know. But my experience, it wasn't fun. But I'll say this, is that it's nothing like you see on TV. And I know, I get it, that what you see on TV with the Oz and whatever else shows you see, that's federal prison. And I would say that, yeah, maybe if you went to a federal prison in which you're there for life, then maybe you'd see some shit, because these people are in there for life, okay? They're not getting out. They're there until the day they die. They're gonna die in jail. So they might as well, it's not gonna hurt them to cause as much havoc as possible. So that's why they do that shit. That's why they rape in jail, in a federal jail. That's why that happens. It's because they don't really give a crap. They're there until. So what are they gonna do? Charge me with another life sentence? So what? Now what am I like a Hindu now? In order to do 2 life sentences, you gotta be a Hindu. But hey, check out my jail pillow. Look how small that is. I don't even have like a small pillowcase for it. So what I gotta do is I have to kind of wrap this in a towel and use that as a pillowcase. It's like, what am I gonna do here? Be a Hindu? In order to do 2 life sentences, you have to kind of like be like, you have to kind of be like reincarnated or whatever. And that's not gonna happen. Okay, so hold on. That's not gonna happen. Okay. So what I'm saying is that kind of shit only happens in federal prison, pretty much. You're doing a life sentence. You're gonna be trying to do as much. You're gonna try to have as much fun as you could. You're gonna make the best of the situation. You're never gonna see a woman in your life. Might as well just take somebody's booty hole. Doesn't matter. You're in there for life. What are you gonna do? Charge you with 2 life sentences? Nah. So I get it, for the most part. But the thing is that when you go to jail, no matter where you go in jail, whether it's just county, which is where I was, county, state jail, or federal prison, federal pound me in the ass prison, no matter where you go, there's always something that you need to remember about being locked up, being in the slammer, is that you're in the custody of whoever arrested you. So if you're in the Erie County Holding Center, then you're in the custody of the county, okay? Or if you're in federal, you're in the custody of the federal government, okay? What you need to realize is that you don't have many rights in jail. Okay? But you do have some. Okay? That's one thing that I will tell you. Okay? Erie County Holding Center. Let me tell you about that place. Hold on for a second. Let me tell you about that place. Hold on. Alright, let me tell you about that Erie County Holding Center place now. That is, I didn't even know it at the time, but I learned while I was in jail that Erie County Holding Center is kind of a tough jail. Okay. I guess it's tougher than the Alden jail. The thing is that it's because you look at the news in Buffalo, and there's always stories on the news about somebody at the Erie County Holding Center dying under mysterious circumstances. Okay? Somebody is always dying under mysterious circumstances at that jail. Okay? Now, what happens under these mysterious circumstances? Well, we don't really know. We don't really know, to be honest. You know, it could be some inmate try to kill himself. Not try, but he actually killed himself. Or it could be, you know, a fight between the inmates and somebody got killed. Could have been, you know, you could have been, you know, an overzealous fucking officer. Used a little too much force. Killed him that way. It happens. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but it happens. But it always seems to me that it's, whenever they ask the officers what happened, it usually is always, oh, we found him in his cell or whatever, hanging from his bed sheet, hanging from whatever. Okay, so he committed suicide. But it happens all the time. And then you gotta think about, are they just saying this or whatever just to say it? They get their asses off the line, off the hook, I should say. I don't know. But the thing is that let's face the truth here. There are people that are dying in that place. Okay, let's face the truth. So, like I said, you don't really have a lot of rights, but you do have some. And because you're because Erie County Holding Center in particular, you're at a county jail. Okay, that's considered a county jail. It's called Erie County Holding Center. It's not called Buffalo Holding Center. It's called Erie County. That's the key word. Erie County. And it's in downtown Buffalo. Which, if you know anything about Erie County and Buffalo, Buffalo is in Erie County. And Buffalo is the center of Erie County. I mean, that's where like the Erie County works out of. That's like it's like saying yeah, Albany's the state capital, but Buffalo's like the county capital. You know what I'm saying? I think in Niagara County it might be Lockport would be the county capital of Niagara County. You know, Rochester, I think is the county capital of Monroe County. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but I'm just saying here. So that's why it's located downtown. And like I said, you don't have much rights, but you do have some rights. And because you're in custody of a government agency, the county, they kind of have to provide you with, you know, some basic services. That includes, you have to get, they have to feed you. Well, actually, they have to offer to feed you, you know, 3 meals a day. Whether or not you actually eat them, that's up to you. But they have to offer you 3 meals a day. People sit there and say, oh yeah, 3 hots and a cot. So that's not even true. It's and even says it in the handbook somewhere. I brought the handbook home. I don't know what I think I put it upstairs somewhere. But in the handbook it says, no, it's not 3 hots and a cot. It's like 1 hot and a cot, because you get 1 hot meal a day and the rest are like cold meals. So like breakfast is always going to be like the cold meal because you get a cereal. And it's either lunch or dinner is going to be the hot meal. Sometimes they give you 2 hot meals, you know, but breakfast is always the cold meal. And so they have to provide you with basic services. Food. They have to provide you with a working toilet. We had that sink so you can get your water whenever you need water. Okay. It doesn't have to be the cleanest sink, you know what I'm saying, but it's still there. Food, water, toilet, a bed. They're not gonna just make you sleep on a floor, you know. They have to offer you rec once a day for an hour, and that could be any time too. They could call you for rec at 3 in the morning if they want to, and then you have to go up. They have to offer it to you. Doesn't mean you have to go. They offer it to you. So that means if they call you for rec at 3 in the morning, you have to be up and ready at 3 in the morning to go up on the roof and walk around the perimeter for an hour, you know. And then he said, well, we offered rec 3 in the morning. Still counts, I guess. But no. They also have to provide you with medical treatment. Or do they? I don't know anymore. I don't really know. I went into that jail with a broken wrist. Okay, that's why I gotta wear this silly thing on my hand. My wrist is broken. I gotta go see the doctor on the 14th about it. So I have to walk around with this silly thing on my hand. And when I got to jail, they took it. Why? Look, this is why they took this thing. Now I'm not going to be able to get the thing out. Ah, fuck. I'm not going to be able to get this. There we go. Ah, come on. This is why they took it on me. Maybe it's easier if I just take this thing off and then do it. This is what... Actually, this isn't even... Is this metal? I don't even know if this is metal. It just... It's metal. It's just a very light metal. Somehow they think that this is a weapon. I don't know how this is a weapon. What am I just gonna like slap someone across the face so they go, ooh? You know, I don't know. But this is part of my wrist brace. It just goes like that or something. Whatever it does. It keeps your wrist steady. Let's try to put this on without it on. Maybe. I mean, it still keeps it somewhat steady, but you know, keep the fucking metal in there, you know. So they wouldn't let me have this in jail. I don't know why. It's not sharp. I mean, I guess you could probably sharpen it somehow and make a shank out of it. Maybe that's what they were talking about, but whatever. It's a piece of metal. They won't allow it. You know, you don't get treatment. Whatever. But it's kind of funny because when I was in there was a guy walking around with a cane. There was a guy walking around jail with a fucking cane. It was wooden. It was a wooden cane. But that's fine because wood can't be a weapon either. I mean, to tell me that cane can't be used as like a club or something? I don't know. Jail logic. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to make is that they don't treat you for everything that you have. If you have a broken wrist, they don't give a shit. But, you know, make sure that I'm being checked for getting my blood sugar checked every 4 times a day, which, by the way, I don't know if they notice, but those lancets that they use have metal in them. Those needles that they use for insulin, metal. Okay? So don't give me that oh, you can't have that because there's metal in it. There's metal in the needles, there's metal in the lancets, there's metal everywhere. The fucking bed is a gym mat on a piece of friggin' steel, metal. That's allowed, you know? And they're like, well, we don't want you killing yourself. And, you know, whatever. It's just, it's so dumb that it's like, we won't give you your wrist brace because we might think you might be able to make a shank out of it and then try to like stab yourself. And I'm like, listen, I really want to fucking kill myself here. I can do it without the fucking metal, okay? Even if you took away my bed sheets, if there's a will, there's a way, okay? I could sit there and bash my head into those cinder block walls until I fucking die. So don't give me that we can't let you have this. I'm not suicidal. Never was. Probably never will be. But I'm just saying, if somebody wants to kill themselves, they can do it. If somebody wants to kill someone else in jail, they could do it. You know, it's not that hard. You don't need a fucking piece of metal, you know? It's just stupid. It's just stupid logic everyone has over there. That I don't know. I don't get it. But during at that time, I tried. I learned how to manipulate, so to speak, the situation. Now, I wasn't the only one that had something wrong with them. Okay, I had the broken wrist, I had the diabetes. There was also another guy. I feel sorry for the guy, but the guy had fucking cancer in jail. Older man. He had cancer in jail. Okay, well, they didn't give him anything for his cancer. That's how fucked up jail is. They're like, oh, do you want some Tylenol for your cancer? What the fuck? It's like saying, oh yeah, you're a heroin addict, okay? And in order for you to, we're gonna give you, in order for you to stop these withdrawals, gravy. In order for you to stop these withdrawals, we're not going to give you anything. We're not going to give you any like medicine for that. Oh no. Here's a carton of milk. That'll stop your withdrawals. If it gets too bad, we'll give you chocolate milk. You see what I'm saying here? It's this kind of mentality that they do in jail. Guy has fucking cancer. Probably one of the worst things you can get disease-wise. Fucking cancer. Older man, he has cancer in jail. They would not give him any kind of treatment for it. He has to walk around with he had some weird cancer on his lip or something. He's walking around like fucking, what's that guy? Bubba from Forrest Gump. Boom, big lips. Whatever the fuck he said. It's like some old black guy in jail with cancer. That's fucking sad. I seen that guy and I'm like, dude, they're not gonna give you anything. They're not gonna give me anything for my wrist. I was surprised they let me have my CPAP machine in jail. I was like, what? I'm actually allowed to have this. I was like, what the fuck? I actually was able to have my CPAP machine. So, I got fed up with it. I got fed up with it because, first off, I'm going to tell you a little story here, okay? And it's a true story. When I was in jail, the reason I was in jail so long was because I had to see forensic psychiatrists in jail to see if I was able to stand, competent to stand trial. That's what it was. Which, by the way, is a big crock of shit anyway. And let me explain why it's a crock of shit. Because what is it that police officers always tell you? Like if you commit a crime or something, but you don't know it's a crime and you don't understand why. What if police officers say, well, it's a crime. Ignorance of the law does not make you immune to the penalty or whatever. That's what they'll always tell you. So, this competency to stand trial thing, all that happened was I had to go see 2 psychiatrists. Okay, I seen one psychiatrist, and I go down there, he asks me, okay, do you understand the charges? Do you understand what you did? Do you know what the role of a judge is? Do you know what the role of an attorney is? Do you know what the role of a prosecutor is? Do you know what a restraining order is? I'm like, I answer his question. So they're trying to see if I knew what I did was illegal. Which is kind of funny, considering that police officers will sit there and say, ignorance of the law does not doesn't mean that you're off the hook from doing it. But what I'm hearing is that if I wasn't competent to stand trial, okay, they would have dropped the charges right there and then. But I would still be under the care of a psychiatrist. I would have to spend a year like in ECMC or something. Or it could have been that place. I could have either went to ECMC, or I think it would actually mean, I think my lawyer fucked up. I don't think he meant ECMC. I think he meant that place that's on like Elmwood and Forest over there. That place. The Psych Center. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, so if I don't understand what the law is, then that means that all the charges are dropped and I'm pretty much off the hook. Which any police officer will tell you, well, ignorance of the law does not mean that you're off the hook from the crime. Which is kind of a contradiction. That's why I say that competency to stand trial thing is a crock of shit. It's pretty much just saying, oh, no. You may or may not be guilty, but we're going to keep you in jail for an indefinite amount of time, just because we can. It's fucking stupid. So, it's fucking retarded, isn't it? No, we're going to keep you in jail for as long as we... So, on the 8th of June, I saw one forensic doctor, and I had another 2 weeks to wait to my next court date. And it was going on. It kept on going. Finally, on the 20th, my court date was on the 21st. On the 20th, I got to see the second forensic doctor. And I don't think that was a coincidence. I don't think that they had it planned out that way. I think what they had it planned out was, yeah, we're going to keep this guy in here for another 2 weeks, and then we'll let him. Then we'll make him, I think that they really wanted me to stay in there longer, because it's like, because my lawyer said that this can go on for a year. There was something that I did to the jail that, and I'm going to come clean about it. There's something that I did to the jail that put a fire underneath their feet, so to speak, to get them to jump for it. And it's so simple, too. And I'll tell you where I got the idea from, okay? And the story's going to surprise you here. A couple days before, I was going to like this Bible study thing that they had in jail. Just out of boredom, I don't consider myself a Christian. Okay? I don't believe in God. I don't believe in, Allah or whatever the fuck they believe in, Muslims. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe Jesus was a real person. I think the Bible was just a bunch of stories, and it's like, to me, the Bible is just like Lord of the Rings, the books. Like, it's just imagine if somebody took Lord of the Rings and made a whole belief system out of it, and instead of, reading from the book of John, you're reading about Frodo and the hobbits, and you're going, yeah, that Gandalf sacrificed, himself for our sins or whatever. That's the way I see the Bible as. You know, you can read it, anyone can read it. And that's how I look at it. It's just a book. It's a work of fiction. That's the way I see it. Excuse me a second. But that's not to say that I don't sit there and listen and not get inspired by what they're saying. Okay? You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in Jesus Christ to reap the benefits of a Bible study. And that was kind of what I learned in jail. You know, I'm still an atheist. That's not going to change. But I look at the Bible now like it's in a whole new way. Okay? I look at that thing as in a whole new way, and I know that there's a lot of weird shit in that Bible. But let's take it with a grain of salt here. You know, even Hitler had some okay ideas. Okay. Now that doesn't excuse what he did, but, you know, he had some pretty groundbreaking ideas. You know, outside of the whole Jew-killing thing. Some of his, you know, the Nazis were the first people to discover smoking causes cancer. Okay? And the United States wouldn't acknowledge those claims because, they're Nazi ideas. But you know what? They were right. Gotta give credit when credit's due. So, like I said, the Bible, to me, is just a work of fiction. I don't believe any of those people lived in the Bible. I had a machete here so I can cut this. I gotta use a knife, which is gonna hurt my hand. So what I'm saying is, I sat in on the Bible studies. And there's actually some stories that they were talking about that inspired me to do what I did. Most notably, the one story that was told about following by example, leading by example. That's what it was. And the story that they told was that Jesus, during the Last Supper, after they were done eating, gets down on his knees and starts washing his disciples' feet. And he commands all his disciples to do the same to the other disciples, wash their feet. Okay, and so he's pretty much lowering himself to his disciples' level, you know, because he wants them to do as Jesus did. Okay? Now, even though I said I don't believe this happened, I could take inspiration from that and think about, you know, what is it that I can do, you know, to lead by example. Okay? Now, what could I do in jail to lead by example? Well, I really wanted my wrist looked at. The guy with the cancer really wanted his cancer to be treated in jail. So how do we get, how do we help these people in jail? Well, I don't know. So I sat there and thought about it. And I'm thinking, because, you know, in jail, your mind starts to wander. Start getting a little loopy. And it dawned upon me that there was a it dawned upon me that that I should do something about this. That I should do something about my wrist. You know. And maybe if this something happens, it might inspire some other inmates to, you know, go ahead and do what I'm going to do to get treatment for their cancer or whatever else they have. So, we all know that I have to go down and check my blood sugar 4 times a day. Why 4 times a day? Well, it actually wasn't 4. It was actually 2 times a day. When I first got to jail, I was checking it 4 times a day. Okay? Then I actually they actually got a doctor to say, oh, no. Only 2 times a day now. So I go down there in the morning. I was about to go get my sugar test. And the nurse was like, the doctor says you're only to check your sugar twice a day. And I'm gonna try to, you know, protest this and make you come down for 4 times, but he's probably just gonna say 2 times. And at first, I didn't really think much of it. Okay. But what I found out later on was those nurses in jail, they're all, what do you call it? They're all outsourced. So those nurses work in real hospitals. Okay? They don't work for the county. They don't work for the jail. They work for an outside source. They work at like hospitals and shit. So I guess same with the forensics too. They don't work for the jail. They're like psychiatrists. That they just come in jail. So one day I went downstairs and they asked me if I wanted an EKG. I didn't even know what that was. I said, what's an EKG? They said, oh, it just measures your heart or something, your heart rate and heartbeat or whatever. And I was like, not really, I'm kind of tired. So they said, okay, well, just sign this then. So I signed it. It was like a thing that you have to sign if you refuse whatever they give you. It's an EKG. It's like, why do I need this, you know? And they also tried to get me a blood work done. I refused that as well. Not because I didn't want blood work done. I really didn't, but I'm not going to get blood work done in jail, okay? You can call me a conspiracy theorist all you want, but in jail, I don't trust those people in jail. I don't trust the nurses, the doctors, any of them. Okay. Now, how do I know? Because they won't even give me the reason they won't even give me the reason they wanted the blood work done. Okay. I said, how do I know that you're not going to just take my blood and put it into like the DNA registry database or something, so you can link me to another crime? Not to say that I'm going to do another crime, but you know, you gotta be careful about that. That's a Fourth Amendment issue. It's like illegal search and seizure. They're searching your blood. It's also a Fifth Amendment issue. You're pretty much giving them the rope to hang you with, so to speak. Since they won't give me a legitimate reason for a blood test, I didn't give it to them. So again, I get the sign on there. And what I found out was that every time you sign off on that paper and you refuse something, see, because they're outsourced, the nurses, they get paid every time you go down there to get something done. They get paid every time you check your sugar. Okay? That's why the one nurse was protesting. Oh, now you only get to see me twice a day. I'm going to protest that you get to see me 4 times a day again. Because she wouldn't get, she just lost half her pay cut. You know what I'm saying? So I found that out, and on Monday, what was it? Wednesday was the 21st, and Tuesday was so it was like Monday the 19th of June. I was in there. I woke up and I was like, I just dawned on me. I know how I can get these people, because remember, it was the 19th, okay? It was the 19th, it was a Monday. I had court on the 21st. I still haven't seen forensics for a second time. And I'm walking around with a broken wrist. And I didn't want to be in there for another 2 weeks. Okay? So, when I was in jail, I woke up the one day on Monday morning, and I had kind of like an epiphany, like, I know how I can get these people to, what do you call it? I know how I can get these people to jump for me to get these forensic done. So I had this plan in motion. I actually talked to another inmate about it, and he said, dude, that's brilliant. I said, I went up to the dude with cancer. I said, you need to do this if you want treatment for your cancer. So I'm leading by example here. And So what I did was, when I went downstairs to check my sugar, I told the nurse, I said, listen, my court date's on Wednesday. Okay? They're gonna release me if I get this second forensic meeting done. I haven't gotten it done yet. It's on Wednesday. I'm not gonna be happy if I'm here for another 2 weeks. And I have a broken wrist. I'm not gonna pursue the broken wrist thing that much, because if I get out, well then I'll just go get my own treatment outside. So here's what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm not doing this, but I'm gonna threaten to do something very drastic here. If I don't see, I told the nurse, I was like, if I'm here past Wednesday, I'm refusing all medications, I'm refusing all finger sticks, and I'm not eating until I get forensics done. And I'll come down here every day, 2 times a day, and sign off on it. And you won't get paid for any of those. And instead of being like, and I told this to the nurse, I was like, I just want to go home. Okay, so it's in your best interest to get on the fucking forensics as soon as possible. And she's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. That's what she said. And I also told that to the nurse that came up, because there's another nurse that comes up to give out medication. I said at the end, if I'm here on Wednesday, I'm gonna refuse all medications, all finger sticks. I'm not gonna eat until I see forensics and I get my wrist looked at. You know? And I thought of this because it was like, it was kind of a brilliant idea in my head, because first off, that jail is notorious, like I said, for people dying, you know, in mysterious ways. They're saying that they're committing suicide. Well, I was pretty much threatening to commit suicide in a very slow way. I'm not the type of person that would hang myself, okay, but I was pretty much going on a hunger strike, medication strike, finger stick strike. And I was thinking, I was like, what exactly are they going to do about it? Right? What are they actually going to do about it? Put me in here longer? Well, then that's just longer for me to keep on going. That's just me not eating longer, you know. What are they going to do? Put me in solitary confinement? I won't eat there either. And if you do that, then we can make this a sleep deprivation contest on top of it. You know, because I won't have my CPAP machine in solitary. So it's kind of in their best interest to jump for that forensic evaluation. I threatened the nurse on Monday about it. I got to see forensic on Tuesday. And now I told everyone in that unit that I was in, I was like, listen, you're gonna see that they're gonna jump for me. And if they're ever fucking with you in jail over something, that's what you do. They don't want anybody dying in the jail. It's bad publicity. There's already people outside protesting that jail. You know what I'm saying? They don't want any more bad publicity. So you have to kind of manipulate the way they think. If they want to put you in constant observation, let them. But they're gonna, you know what they do in there? They just watch you. They just watch you to make sure you don't kill yourself. You know, which isn't a bad thing, because they actually treat you good they want to treat you good so that you don't kill yourself. That's the way they think in jail. That's the way they think there. So you're gonna be sitting there, somebody's be watching you. So what do? You act like you're normal. You act like you don't have a fucking care in the world. You know, when you have to piss, you piss, and you're gonna do it in front of a guard. And if the guard doesn't like you pissing in front of them, oh fucking well, you really want me to kill myself? I'll do it. Well, then you're gonna let me fucking piss in peace, okay? Shut your damn mouth, guard. You're gonna be watching me piss in peace. You wanna really look at my hairy ass taking a shit? Well then, get forensics down here then. You know, hey, guard, I'm horny. I'm gonna go jerk off. Start jerking off in front of the guard. Ooh. You really want to see a dude do that? No, you don't want to see me do that? Get forensics down here then. See how I'm saying? And I hope I led by example in that jail. I hope that guy with the cancer. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating like rioting the place. I'm not advocating, you know, using this technique for, you know, getting shit like cigarettes or weapons in jail. I'm not advocating for that. I'm advocating like for it to get shit that you need, like medical treatment for your fucking cancer. You know? That's what you do. That's how you do it. Threaten, not even a threat, but you just say, listen. Because that fucks everything up. The nurses don't get paid. Okay? They're not providing you treatment. Okay? They're risking you being another number that the protesters outside, you know, can talk about. You know? They'd send you down to solitary confinement. Well, then that's a good thing. Then you can make it a sleep deprivation contest. Just stay up all night and day. Oh. You're gonna put me in constant ops for a day? Alright. Then you get to watch my hairy ass take a shit. Then you have to watch my little dick take a piss. Then you have to watch me like that all day. Or they can just do it the easy way and just get me the hell what I want. You know. And I think that's why I actually got out of jail on the 21st. Pretty much because I made such a big stink about my wrist and the forensics that they really had no choice other than to get the forensic people in there. You know? They really didn't. What? You know. I'm not advocating people doing that to like get out of jail. Oh, I'm not gonna eat, and I'm not gonna take my medication or anything until you release me from jail. No. I'm not saying that, because as far as I know, everyone in that jail has done something to put themselves there. You know, innocent until proven guilty. You know, I don't know, but you really need to be in that jail, okay? I'm just saying. I wasn't there, but I can't believe that everyone in that jail didn't do it. That's what they all say. I didn't do it. No. So that's how you manipulate the system in jail. And you know what they always say is when you wanna what is it, when you wanna protest something, you gotta do it by hurting what they love the most, hitting them in their pocketbooks, by refusing finger sticks and medication. Those nurses don't get paid. You see what I'm saying? Because they're paid. That's why that nurse was like, you know, the doctor doesn't want you coming down here 4 times a day. He said only twice. But I'm gonna talk to him and try to see if he can come down 4 times a day. It wasn't because she really wanted my sugar under control. No. But with the doctor telling her Mike only has to come down here twice a day now, that kind of cut her paycheck in half right there. He was pissed. You know, I didn't really realize what happened at first, but I don't know, maybe the doctor didn't want to pay the nurse that much, so he's like, cut this guy down to 2 times a day. I think that's what he did. And if you really want to get down to it, leading by example. That, you know, when that happened, that put a thought in my, planted the seed in my head. Why would the doctor? Why would it even matter how many times I check the sugar anyway? Why would it matter? That's what I'm thinking. Why would it matter? There must be a reason why only 2 times a day as opposed to 4. Then I heard that every time you go down there, they get paid. They get some kind of pay, or it's like when you go to Best Buy. Okay. They always come up to you and be like, oh, I found something. Every time they do that, they get paid. They get paid commission. These nurses get paid commission each and every time you go down there for a finger stick or some kind of medication or any other bullshit that they want to throw at you, EKG or blood work. They get paid commission each and every time. And that's what inspired me. Okay? Then then I go to a Bible study and they're talking about this. I'm like, come on, this can't be a coincidence. That Bible, man, there's a lot of weird shit in there, but when you think about it, a lot of it comes true. Okay? Like, even if you're like an atheist, you could sit there and be like, wow, this is really accurate. Even like it doesn't come out and straight up say this, but when in the Revelations, like when they say that the evil will rise, the beast or whatever, and everyone shall be marked with the number of the beast, 666. That's actually true. It's actually true. It actually came true. It actually is coming true. Not in a direct way. It's not like some monster's gonna come up. But when you think about it, the beast can symbolize anything. It can symbolize a corrupt government. For example, the 666 marking doesn't have to be a 666 marking. They actually have nowadays microchips that they can put under your skin, and all they have to do is just wave a thing over your arm wherever it is. It'll come up with all your information. There's some people that I'm not one of these conspiracy. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but there's people out there that think that they're gonna start rounding up people and putting microchips in their arm. It might happen, it might not. I'm not gonna say for sure, but it's the same thing as you see in the fucking Bible. That was written like what? 2,000 years ago or something? But whatever. Like I said, you don't have to sit there and believe in what they're saying, because you can filter all that out and you can apply what they're saying in real world, real life situations. One of the things that they talk about, being the bigger man. I just had to laugh about that one. Being the bigger man. And I was just like, okay, whatever. This is silly now. But it's true. Being the bigger man. Be humble. Be the bigger man. Forgiveness. Don't be like one of these people where, oh yeah, I forgive you, and then bring up what you did again like a week later. Forgiveness. You're gonna forgive somebody, you're gonna do it 100%. You're not gonna give them 50% forgiveness. Give them 100% forgiveness. Right there, if you forgive, you get a clean slate. Like this wall, it's not very clean, but you're gonna get a clean slate. Everything that happens before that day is in the past. That's what we were told. That's what we were taught. It's in the Bible, and anybody that follows the Bible should know this. Okay? And I'm actually looking at a certain family member that says he's a Christian but doesn't follow any of the Bible's rules. He should be following the Bible to a T, including the parts where they tell him to beat his wife. That's in the Bible too. But whatever. Remember, kiddies, you're not a true Christian until you beat your wife to death. So, but no, seriously. What was the other one? What was the other one that really stood out for me at Bible study? Oh yeah, the one story about I forget the guy's name in Bible, but he was like in a war, and he was trying to disguise himself as, he was like the king or something, but he tried to disguise himself as, he was like a real evil king, and he tried to disguise himself as like one of his lesser, like one of his soldiers or something, because it's like chess. When you play chess, what's the goal? To capture the king. And they didn't know who the king was because he was dressed as just a regular soldier. But one of the other soldiers from the other side just shot a bow and hit the king and killed him. It's like, wow, I just got a fucking king. I didn't know who that was. And the whole story was about you can never escape God's judgment or something. So this guy, he disguised himself to try to escape death, but he failed. In the end, he got him anyway. That can be applied to like, okay, I know I got this warrant out on me, so I'm just gonna run far, far away. Well, you know, eventually they're gonna catch up to you. You know, God, the police, whatever. See, I'm telling you, it has real life applications. You know. So, for example, I found out after I was arrested that the police were actually looking for me for like 4 days. They were coming to this door for like 4 days, but I wasn't home. And they actually were lucky that day that I got arrested that I actually just got home. Yeah, I actually just got home. I got home from downtown because I had to go to the library. I had to print up something at the library. I had to go to the post office. And I just got home from all that. So then I got home, I had some money on me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go see a movie today. So I'm looking at like Showtimes. I'm going to go see that new Alien movie. The Showtimes, I'm looking at it. All of a sudden I heard a knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. Who is it? Please open up. What the fuck? I was ready to go and see a movie that day. And I wasn't home for like 15 minutes either. They just got me. You know? They were lucky that I came in, they came in, they got me that day. Because if they came a little, like an hour later, they wouldn't have got me that day. You know? That's what happened. So, it's always when you least expect it that they're going to get you. You can't escape it. I'm actually surprised I wasn't charged with like resisting arrest for not being home. I don't think they can. I don't think they can get you on that for that though. You didn't know you were coming to your door. He said, where were you these last few days? I don't know, out and about. Imagine they tried coming here while I was like in Toronto or something. That would have been the worst though. I think at that point, if I would have went across the border, I think they had like a warrant out or something. I go across the border, they would have caught me at the border. So, oh well. Facebook thought I was dead too. Do I blame them? Do I blame them for thinking I was dead? Not really. I mean, I go around and I post a lot of shit on Facebook every day. Now I was telling you, I don't post anything. Where are you, man? Where are you, man? No response. So, you know. So when I was in jail, they said I was in jail. Also, real quick, something else I want to talk about too. It's a little silly, but whatever. In jail, they have a fire alarm. Okay, the fire alarm, it goes off in the middle of the night. They test the fire alarm. One of the last days I was there, we had a fire drill. Okay, where they just took all of us and put us in. They just lined us up in the pod next door, pretty much. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what would happen if there was an actual fire in jail? What would happen if there was an actual fire in jail? Would they like have to handcuff us all and then lead us outside? That would have taken way too long to do. I'm serious too. What would have happened if there was a fire in jail? I mean, I can kind of get it that all the walls are cinder block. Okay, those don't burn. But still, if they don't burn and the jail's fireproof, then why have a fire alarm at all? It kind of suggests that a fire in jail is, yes, possible. You know, the rugs can start fire. You know what I'm saying? Wood can start fire, you know? I mean, they would have to, like, round us all up, handcuff us all, and then lead us outside. Which I think would be really hard to do. I think it would take a lot of time to like get everybody out, to handcuff everyone. And handcuffs are bullshit anyway. No, seriously, think about it. What's the point? Like, okay, I get it, say you don't fight back. But if you fight back, that's just an extra charge. That's just something else they can keep you in for longer. You know, so you don't want to fight back. But also, when you're going from jail to court, on that transport van or whatever, they always handcuff you to somebody else. Why is that? What's the point? You got your handcuffed to another inmate. What, they don't think you're gonna fight people? Why can't I just punch somebody with my right hand? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. It's like your hand's fucking free. Your other hand's free. It's like, what are you gonna do? Just put a handcuff on me? You know what I'm saying? It's like they do shit just to fuck with your head. I'm telling you, that's part of jail. It's a big part of jail, too. I'm telling you. It's like, you can't... It's like... It's like there's no reason why you have to go from holding cell to bullpen to court to bullpen to holding cell I should say, every time. There's no reason. There's no reason for it. There's no reason why they can't just call you down and say your transport's here, get on the fucking van and go to court. There's no reason for it. No, they have to send you downstairs, sit in that dirty, filthy bullpen for 2 hours. Then they send you on the van. Then it's to a holding cell in the courthouse. Then it's to court. Back to the... Like, why? What? And then when you go back to the holding center, it's back in the bullpen for an hour. And then they send you back up to your unit. Why? Why can't they just be like, oh, you just got back from jail, you're going to get off the transport and you're going right back upstairs. Everything is like from it's always like a couple, it's like always a certain amount of step process that they do. It's fucking stupid. I think it's just because they want to fuck with your head. I believe that, and you could call me paranoid, you could call me a conspiracy theorist, but I really do believe that they do that to fuck with your head. They do it on purpose. There's no reason, that there really isn't when you think about it. They can't just send you downstairs and then go right on the van. You have to sit there for like 3 hours in a bullpen? I don't know why. They can't test the fire alarms during the day. It has to be at like 4 in the morning while you're sleeping. You know, you have to have that speaker in your room where you have to listen to announcements like, oh, Officer so-and-so come to the front. That only comes on during like 2 in the morning. That you never hear it during the day. Come on, let's be real here. All these officers have radios. They couldn't just call them up on the radio. No, they have to call them up on the fucking loudspeaker. Officer so-and-so, come to the front. Why do we have to hear that? I'm telling you, it's all to play with your mind.